All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
First of all, we give all praises, honor, and glory unto
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Rakakadash.
and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and peace, love, and salutation and blessing unto the hopeful elect who are sincerely hastening the day that the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, is going to send his son Yahawashi to deliver the elect of Israel while destroying our enemies. We're the brothers from Great Millstone, Miami. Have with me,
My brother Lawyer.
and I'm the brother Ramak. And for the topic of this lesson, we want to go into how Yahawashi is going to fix everything. You know, the earth is at a state right now in which if Yahawashi didn't come, there would be no flesh to be saved. You know, the earth is languishing, the earth is defiled, it's corrupted. You know, what Esau calls advancements, that made animals go extinct, that polluted the ocean, that polluted the air, that made life almost damn near unlivable.
Yeah.
You know, and everything depends on Yahawashi. You know, and we've been going into Yahawashi, and the bishop, he gave a message to our camp down here. This has been the gospel since day one. Yahawashi is going to fix all of our problems. Mm-hmm. So cleave unto him, and he is that hope that we have.
That's right.
Which the world don't have. And we got to proclaim him. We got to bring these things out, man. You know, because he is going to fix the earth, man. The earth wasn't made to be destroyed and be up under wicked rulership forever. Yahawashi is the one that's going to come and make it right. You know?
That's right. Well, get that precept in Isaiah first.
Isaiah chapter 24, I start at verse 4. It says, "The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish."
Right. Read it in the NLT.
Mm-hmm. In the NLT, it says, "The earth mourns and dries up, and the crops waste away and wither."
That's actually happening. All right. That's the news.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. The ecosystems of the earth are degenerating. All right. They're being destroyed. The crops are languishing. All right. There's less fruitful harvest.
Right.
Okay. Why is that? Because of the inhabitants thereof, man. Because of the rulers that are in power and in the way that they actually run the earth and the people underneath them, man, which is these regular everyday citizens, man. All right, it's because of the wickedness that's got the earth in this degenerative state that it's in right now, man.
Right.
Okay?
It says, even the greatest people on earth waste away. Who are the greatest people? The Israelites, man.
Yeah.
You know? People who invented things and was able to do this even through all type of circumstances. Even right now, with Esau ruling with his technology and his draconian measures, we need the Lord.
Yeah. The world needs Yahawashi to come back. Granted, they're going to try to fight against the Lord and all this shit, but the world needs Yahawashi to come back, or else it's through, man. Which Yahawashi said, unless those days be shortened, no flesh shall be saved, man. So that's real talk, man. Bro, if it wasn't for the fact that the Lord is shortening the days for the elect's sake and Yahawashi's return, everybody would fucking die, man.
Right.
Underneath Esau and underneath this wicked vibration, man. Everybody, man. That includes the fishes, the birds, the bees, the trees. All right, we see it, man. Animals going extinct, man. Ecosystems destroyed. Animals beaching themselves, man. You know?
Right.
It's fucked up. It's really fucked up, man.
You'll watch a documentary of polar bears starving and penguins starving, but these are things that Esau them helped to make happen to where they ain't got food like this.
Right.
Taking certain creatures out to sea that's supposed to be there, like shrimp, crabs, messing up the whole ecosystem. You know?
Right. Yep.
So verse 5, Isaiah 24:5, it says, "The earth suffers for the sins of his people." Right. Because the Lord said, don't eat this, don't do that. Boom,
right.
Boom.
Right. You wouldn't have to worry about the waters being polluted. Okay. First of all, if you wasn't constantly dumping shit in there that's not supposed to be in there.
Right.
Okay. All right. These crackers was really like, well, shit. Hey, you got all this excess plastic that we can't. That's not biodegradable. Just throw it in the ocean.
Keep dumping it and keep making more plastic.
Yeah.
Too.
Like, bro, but which is retarded because. Look, the Lord already gave us materials to make vessels that are renewable and biodegradable, out of stone, out of clay, out of wood, out of metal. Those things come out the earth and they go back into the earth easier than plastic and all these things that are made in industry factories, man.
Right.
Okay? All right? And there's ways to make certain plastic and materials out of wood and, you know, that's more biodegradable than what we have. You know, in the stores, plastic bottles and shit, but Esau don't want to do that.
Right. The earth was doing just fine before Esau came with all his so-called technological advancements. You know, so-called.
Yeah, man. So y'all, first of all, y'all dumping shit in there that's not supposed to be in there, and then second of all, y'all taking things out that's supposed to be in there.
Drilling the earth, taking out everything from the earth, taking out all of its oil, taking all its resources.
Taking out the mollusks. I think it was the Hudson River. They was trying to reintroduce the mollusk and the coral to help clean it up and shit like that. Well, if you would have just not took it out, in the first place would have been straight, man. Okay? If you would have just left the mollusk in there, you would have left the clams in there, you would have left the crustaceans in there.
Right.
Not eating the crab, shrimp, lobster, and over harvesting the fishes, everything would have been okay, man.
Right.
Okay?
Right. It says the earth suffers for the sins of its people, for they have twisted the Most High's instructions, violated his laws, and broken his everlasting covenant.
Right.
Now it tells us in Daniel chapter 7 that he would think that Esau, Edom, the devil, the fourth beast, which is the Roman Empire all over again, the Roman Empire, America, NATO, and EU, they would think to change laws and change the ordinances of the Most High. So this is talking about the so-called white man.
Yeah.
You know, verse 6, it says, therefore a curse consumes the earth. Its people must pay the price for their sin. They are destroyed by fire, and only a few are left alive. Man.
Right. That's why you can't be with Esau's system, man.
Right.
All right, which all you heathen are with Esau's system, man. You know, granted, we talk a lot about Esau, you know, but hey, you Moabites, y'all into the polluting the earth too, man. You Hamites, you got these creatures like lions and bears, these exotic creatures. Look, Esau be having Ham and Ishmael and Moab hunt a lot of those so-called exotic delicacies, man. Unclean creatures that are not supposed to be eaten, man. They're in the environment for a fucking reason. Okay?
Right. That's Esau. Esau is
because he's the one. There's a market for it. There's a market for it. So it's you. It's you Edomites and heathens working together to pollute the fucking earth, man.
He runs the black market. He runs all of those things, man. You got movies like Lord of War. You got a movie, I forgot what the name of the movie, but it's dealing with kaijus over there in China. But they show you in the movie, in China, the guy that's the head of all of this underground stuff is an Edomite, man. It's always Esau.
Always.
So the scriptures ain't lying. It's telling you who it is. You know, he's the abomination of desolation. And the Lord is about to put him out, you know, and set righteousness in. You know, let me go to Isaiah 66 and 15. It says, for behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. This is Yahawashi. He's about to come set the earth right. And what's the best cleansing agent for all of this pollution? Fire, man. Yahawashi is coming to set the earth right. The earth is made to be inhabited, not to be destroyed, and the so-called white man be the last person to rule. And that's the end-all, be-all. No, the Lord's about to set the earth right, but that fire that the Lord is coming with, that's actually a blessing that's coming for the Lord, man. I mean, that's coming from the Lord to the earth, man. Verse 16, it says, for by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. So before the Lord set up a utopian, beautiful kingdom, the Lord has to bring down the judgment first, man.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of fire. That's why World War III and these things are popping off. And we prophesy about these things, and people look at us as if we just about death, this, and that. Yeah, death to wickedness, but the Lord is doing these things to cleanse the earth, to set up a righteous kingdom.
That's right.
To get the wicked out of rulership, man. That's how drastic it done got to our Lord got to crack the clouds and do these things that he's about to do. You know?
Right. Hey, this is Revelation chapter 21 and verse 1. It says, and I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. Okay? All right, so the Lord is going to refresh the earth. Okay? Granted, the earth abideth forever, so that it's not like the little earth is going to blow up like some shit off Dragon Ball Z. Okay? No, the earth is still going to be here, but it's going to be refreshed. Kainos, which means to refresh, to make anew. Okay? All right, it's going to be a new state of rulership. All right, and of course, the sea is still going to be there too, the ocean. All right, but what it means is that the heathen, who are likened unto many waters, are not going to have the dominion over the earth again, man.
Right.
Okay?
Right, because when you read Daniel and you read the prophecies of the beast that said this beast came out the sea and this beast came out the sea, the different nations ruling. All that's going to be over with, because the kingdom, the earth was made for the Israelites, man. Yep. That's what the Bible says. The earth was made for our sakes, as it says in the book of 2 Ezra, man. You know, it says the meek shall inherit the earth. Y'all going to go ahead.
Hey, this is verse 2. It says, "And I saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, come down from God out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband." Now, when you go to the word Jerusalem, I love this definition. All right, it says, all right, it says Jerusalem. All right, Strong's G2419. I'm gonna get straight to the point. It says, "The New Jerusalem, a splendid, visible city to be let down from heaven after the renovation of the world, the future abode of the blessed." Okay, now the word renovation, all right, which Jerusalem is a people before it's a place, it's talking about the elect coming down out of the chariots, but it's actually going to be a physical city too that's going to be built up. All right, now the word renovation, all right, means makeover, repaired.
Yeah.
The earth has to be repaired, man.
Yeah.
Rebuilding, remodeling.
Extreme makeover.
Yeah. Okay. Restoration. Okay. So yeah, the earth has to be restored to its perfect estate, man. All right.
Right. And Yahawashi is the one to do it.
Exactly.
Nothing else. Doing the laws correctly, 100% ain't gonna do it, because for one, we can't do that anyways.
Right.
You know, it's all about Yahawashi.
Right. We're not gonna be able to do it underneath our own power. Now, granted, because that's what the brother means. Granted, when we're in the kingdom, doing the laws perfectly and administering the law is going to lead to the earth prospering under righteous rulership.
Right.
Because that means no more eating pork, shrimp, crab, lobster. That means no more polluting the earth, no more worshiping idols, no more committing adultery. Okay, no more all this wickedness that's going on the earth. So the earth is going to flourish underneath that righteous vibration.
Okay? That's exactly what I meant.
But we can't do it in this flesh. That's why we need Yahawashi to come and deliver us and make us perfect. All right, and then we'll be those righteous executioners of the law and perfection in the earth, man.
That's
to
right.
set the earth aright.
Right.
Okay.
And the reason I said it like that, because you do have those guys who refuse to preach Yahawashi and worshiping him, and not understanding that everything is upon his shoulders. We can't do the laws perfectly right now. We need Yahawashi to come set these things right. And even when Yahawashi come, it's when he come that we're going to have the laws placed in our inward parts. In the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, when Yahawashi come to what the world calls UFOs, man. We need drastic measures like that in order for us to be on point, man. You know? But here's the book of Sirach, chapter 10, verse 8. It says, "Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another." You know? So Esau, who is ruling the earth right now, we see what has happened under this man's rulership. Animals going extinct. You know? The earth just languishing. Everybody mourning. People are poor. Rainforest, which is full of moist, on fire.
On fire.
You know?
That don't make no sense.
It don't make no sense.
No sense.
You messed up the sea. How you mess up the whole sea? And this has happened under Esau's rulership with what he calls advancements.
Yeah.
You know, industrial revolutions. You know? So we need the Lord to come back and set this world right, because this nigga is crazy, this Edomite. It says, "Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than the covetous man. For such a one setteth his own soul to sell. And Esau, Edom, he cannot be satisfied, as the scripture say in Habakkuk. He got the earth, but he want to chip everybody now.
Right. He knows what the right thing is to do. Okay, because again, Esau was the son of Isaac and the grandson of Abraham. All right, the same way Cain was the son of Adam. Okay, but he says, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna sell out and do wickedness."
He want everything.
Yeah.
He sold the birthright, but now he gonna kill to get it back.
To get it, which is impossible. He can't get it back.
You can't.
All right, because it was really all according to predestination of Yahawashi and Yahawashi. So there's really nothing Esau can actually do. All right, to get the birthright so-called back. He can't. It's impossible, because it was already set up in the spirit. Okay, and Yahawashi already died to sin for the sins of the elect, so that the elect could be sealed, and also for the sins of the whole nation of Israel, man, so that all the sons of God could be brought back to glory, man. Okay, the thing about the sons of the Most High, the sons of God, is that was a spiritual family before it played out in the physical on earth through Adam and Abel and Seth going down to Noah and then Abraham and Isaac and Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel. It was a spiritual family first, so there's really nothing you can do because it was already written from the beginning.
Right.
Okay.
You know, it says, verse 9, why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than the covetous man. For such an one setteth his own soul to sell, because while he liveth, he cast away his bowels. The physician cutteth off a long disease.
Yeah, Esau's a disease, man. Okay. All right. He wasted his heat. All right. He's the cancer, the canker of the earth, man. Okay. Everywhere he goes, he just brings death. All right. Scriptures say he is his death. Okay. So he has to be cut off, man.
Yep. The physician cutteth off a long disease, and he that is today a king, tomorrow shall die.
Yep.
You know? And that's what the Lord is going to do. He's going to take these Edomites out. That's why we got to bring out Isaiah 63, which talks of Yahawashi. You know, who is this coming from Edom? You know, from Basra with dyed garments. The Lord is about to exact vengeance, but also judgment and justice upon the earth to set the earth for right.
Yeah.
Yahawashi is about to cut off these wicked diseases of the earth, which is diseases beginning with Esau and Edom.
That's right.
That's why when you read about the kingdom of heaven in the scriptures, it's the Israelites on top.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It ain't the Israelites and Moab is going to be, going to be joint. No. It's Israel.
It's Israel.
And who's the top Israelite? Yahawashi. It's evident he sprang of Judah, man.
That's right.
You know?
All right. This is Proverbs chapter 29, verse 1. It says, he that being often reproved hardeneth his neck, which is Esau and he's heathen, shall suddenly be destroyed, and that without remedy. So the only remedy for a vile person like Esau, who's fucking, like scripture say, he stopped with his ear, the serpent who stopped with his ear, you know, no matter how much he charmed it never so wisely because they were estranged from the womb, the only remedy is destruction for him, man. Okay? Verse 2, it says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked rule, or when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn, man. Okay? So with Yahawashi and the righteous elect in authority, all right, the world is going to rejoice. All right, the scriptures say in Isaiah, I believe that's Isaiah the 61st chapter. All right, it says, as the earth has bring forth and bud, so shall the Lord cause righteousness and praise to spring forth before all the nations, man. Okay? So when the nations see a righteous rulership, because us Israelites, we gonna rejoice, okay,
right,
in the kingdom. All right, there's no doubt about that. But when the other nations see the righteous in rulership and the earth flourishing under righteous rulership underneath us, the Israelites, and our King Yahawashi, they're gonna see the benefit of it, and they're going to rejoice in the Lord, man, and rejoice in the righteous authorities of the earth being placed in their proper position, man, because they're gonna see the benefits of it, man. Okay, Esau is so fucking wicked, man, that he's done everything in his power to undermine and destroy the concept of family, man. And family, the institution of family, all right, a man and a woman or his wives, and then having children is what builds forth nations.
Right.
Okay, and what builds forth civilizations and all the other institutions of society that we see, man. But when you undermine that and you try to break that down and dismantle that, now you got men think it's cool to be women and women think it's cool to be men when that's not the role that you were meant to play. All right, now everything is out of fucking course, man. Okay?
He comes but not to kill, steal, and destroy. That's all he comes for. You know, he's undermined family. He's undermined you having life. You know? Yahawashi came so that you could have it more abundantly.
Exactly.
You know, he don't want you to be able to have cattle and have land and teach your children how to farm,
right,
and plant plants and be able to play outside.
Right.
No, you got to wake up to an alarm 5-6 days out the week and fight traffic and take your kids to his system and do everything that this Edomite, whatever laws he come with, you going to have to follow them. You know, and we see how crazy and sadistic this man is, even now with Trump. Whatever law, y'all niggas finna go for this shit. It's gonna affect your lives. You can't have a life. And what do these Edomites say? You shall have nothing.
Right.
You know, you shall own nothing and be happy. But that's a lie. He's a liar. Right. You know, the people mourn. You know, you wake up feeling horrible, your back And you still got to get your ass up and work. And you got to do it again, and you got to do it again.
Yeah.
And the retirement age goes from 65 to 70 to 75, shit, to 80.
Yeah.
There ain't going to be no motherfucking retirement. Your ass is going to drop dead. So that's why we need Yahawashi to come back, man. It's all about Yahawashi, man. Mm-hmm. You know, we supposed to be calling upon Yahawashi, worshiping him, begging Yahweh to send the son Yahawashi to save us and deliver us, which he's going to do, man.
And it's Isaiah 9 and 6. It says, for unto us a child is born, and unto us a son is given. Now, prior to that, it talks about World War III going out in flames.
Right.
Okay? I'm going to start at verse 5. Okay? It says, well, I'll start at verse, verse 3. It says, thou hast multiplied the nation and not increased the joy. They joy before thee according to the joy of harvest, as men rejoice when they divide the spoil. For thou hast broken the yoke of his burden, and the staff of his shoulder, the rod of his oppressor in the day, as in the day of Midian. So the Lord is coming to destroy the oppressor, man. Okay, and divide the spoil with his people. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, it says, verse 5, it says, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. Okay? So that's talking about World War III. All right, and the climax of it will be fought with thermonuclear missiles, and America is going to be destroyed by fire, utterly destroyed. Okay? All right? So the Lord has to bring destruction before he, this earth is renovated in righteousness, man.
Right.
It's like it says in Ezra, if the place where the wickedness is sown is not turned upside down, and the place where the evil and corruption is sown does not pass away, then cannot come that which is sown with good. Okay? All right? Verse 6, it says, for unto us a child is born, and unto us a son is given. Which is talking about Yahawashi. It says, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Okay, the Prince of Peace. So Yahawashi, under his rulership, which is going to be an eternal rulership, will be an era of perpetual and unending peace and tranquility in the earth, man.
Eternal peace.
Okay, because he's going to come to destroy the battle out of the land, like it says in the different prophetic scriptures. It talks about how they're going to beat their plowhair, their swords
into plowshares.
Yeah, exactly, and their spears into pruning hooks, man. Mm-hmm. Nation shall not lift up war against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore.
That's a beautiful prophecy, man.
Okay.
That's something to look forward to. If you ain't looking forward to that, then you got to be destroyed. Then, that means you want this wickedness to keep on going, so there'll be no flesh to be saved.
Yeah, and war is actually one of the greatest polluters of the earth, man.
Right.
Because war sheds blood, man. Okay, war sheds blood. Scriptures talk about how blood defileth the land, man. Okay, and then also scriptures called Babylon, the hammer of the whole earth, which destroyeth all the earth. Me and the brother Samak bring this out all the time, man. One of the number one polluters of the earth is the American military. Mm-hmm. Okay, and we not just say that's not just because we hate America.
Look it up.
No, look it up. That's just the real shit. Okay, all right. All the byproducts of their war machines and building all these weapons, getting in the atmosphere, getting in the water. Okay, sometimes they dig big holes and dump it underground. Okay, and it ends up in the groundwater, and people gotta pump it out and drink biochemicals and shit.
Right. Esau know this.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing.
And not only does war destroy the earth in that way, you actually displace populations, you destroy food products. So war leads to famine often. Okay, and people having to remove their borders, man.
Right.
And so wherever they got to run and take refuge at, now that place is being overburdened by foreign people, man. The resources of the place that they have to run to refuge are being strained, man. So it destroys the earth in many ways.
Right.
Man.
And Esau has used war as just a get-rich enterprise for him to sustain himself. He's used war in such a wicked way. But the Lord is a man of war. He's going to use it to set the earth aright and to bring peace upon the earth forever.
Yeah.
Because that's his prophesied. But again, who is it? It's Yahawashi.
Yeah.
He's a peaceful one. He's Shiloh. He's the one that's going to make these things happen.
Yeah.
You know?
And Yeah, Esau's a demon, man.
Straight
All
up.
right, he's fucking. When he was coming up against Gad and Reuben, he would destroy the buffalo just to starve them out, man.
Right.
Okay, he would cut down forests, burn forests, because he knew they knew the terrain better than him. So let's just take away their ability to cover and camouflage, okay, and just destroy the whole fucking ecosystem, man. That's devilish to sell, man. Okay. All right, verse 7, it says, of the increase of his government and peace there shall be no end upon the throne of David and upon his kingdom, to order it and to establish it with judgment and with justice. Okay? From henceforth, even forever, the zeal of the Lord of hosts will perform this. Okay? All right, so, hey, Yahawashi is going to reign, and he's going to also have a court. Okay? Because you have the king and you have the king's court. Mm-hmm. Okay? Which is going to be made up of the 144,000 men, all right, standing upon Mount Zion, and also, you know, potentially some of the members of the 1/3, who knows, you know. So the 1/3 men, okay, all right, that's going to help govern the earth, man.
Right.
All right, and bring justice and judgment in the earth, man, forever. It's going to lead to a perfect utopia of righteousness, man. And the heathen that don't want to get down, they're going to get put down, man, by force, man, because they just say, thou shalt rule them with the rod of iron, and thou shalt break them in pieces as a potter's vessel, man. Okay.
Gonna break that wickedness out of them.
Yeah.
Break them like you break a horse.
Yeah,
you know.
exactly.
Now
Yes.
the horse is obedient. You know. So we're gonna break these heathens, but again, eventually they're gonna rejoice. They're gonna praise Yahawashi, Yahawashi, and praise the Israelites.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You know, they're gonna see, comparing the earth how it was, what's about to be destroyed, to the point where it's going to be in the kingdom of heaven. Yahawashi is going to be worshipped forever. Mm-hmm. You know, with the Israelites up under him. You know, and that's why we so long and we hasten. We long for Yahawashi's coming. You know, we're gonna set everything right.
That's right. So with that, you know, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh by Hashem, Yahawashi by Hashem, HaKadosh.
Give honors to the elder apostles of great millstone and citations to the elect. Kwame Yasharala.
Kwame Yasharala. Shalom. Let's get it.